Here is something your doctor never told you. Your blood type is not just a medical classification. It is one of the oldest survival codes ever, written into the human body. Scientists now believe that the difference between type A, type B, type AB, and type O is not random at all. Each variation was shaped by millions of years of disease, migration, climate, and survival pressure that your ancestors faced long before civilization existed. Over 8 million years of biological history is encoded inside every single drop of your blood right now. And the deeper researchers look, the more extraordinary the story becomes. Today, we are going to explore what your blood type actually means, where it came from, why it exists, and what it still silently does inside your body every single day. This is the true story of human blood, and it is far more remarkable than anything you were taught in school. To understand why blood types matter, you first need to understand what they actually are at a biological level. Every red blood cell in your body is covered in tiny protein markers called antigens. These antigens act like identity badges. They tell your immune system what belongs in your body and what does not. If you are type A, your cells carry A antigens. Type B cells display B antigens. Type AB carries both simultaneously, and type O carries neither. Your immune system then produces antibodies against whichever antigens it does not recognize as its own, which is exactly why blood transfusions must be matched carefully. A mismatch triggers a dangerous immune attack. But here is what makes this truly fascinating. This entire system did not begin with humans. Chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans all carry ABO blood type variations too, which means this biological system is older than our species itself by millions of years. Type O is the oldest blood type on Earth. Genetic research suggests it emerged over 2 million years ago in our earliest human ancestors on the African continent, and its evolutionary advantage was brutally direct. Type O blood offers significantly stronger resistance to malaria, one of the single deadliest killers in all of human history. In regions where malaria was a constant threat, particularly across tropical Africa and parts of Southeast Asia, type O individuals survived at measurably higher rates, reproduced more successfully, and passed this advantage forward to the next generation. This is evolution working in its most efficient form, selecting survivors and eliminating the vulnerable. Even today, type O remains most dominant in populations with deep African ancestry and in indigenous South American communities, where some groups show nearly 100% type O frequency. That is not coincidence. That is 2 million years of selection, pressure written directly into living populations. Around 10,000 years ago, something revolutionary happened that completely changed the direction of human evolution. Humans stopped hunting and started farming. And with farming came catastrophic new threats. Crowded settlements, domesticated animals living alongside people, contaminated water sources, and entirely new bacterial diseases that swept through dense populations with devastating speed. Research published in Nature Genetics suggests that type O blood evolved a critically important advantage in exactly this environment. Type A antigens appear to interfere with the way certain bacteria attach to and enter human cells, providing stronger resistance to the kinds of infections that thrived in agricultural communities. This biological advantage may directly explain why type A blood became most concentrated in Europe and East Asia, precisely the regions where the world's first great agricultural civilizations emerged and grew to enormous population density. Your type A blood may carry the direct memory of your ancestors surviving humanity's very first urban epidemics. Type B tells a completely different evolutionary story. It is the blood of movement, adaptation, and survival across radical environmental change. Genetic studies suggest type B emerged roughly 3.5 million years ago, but its dramatic global spread is directly linked to nomadic populations moving across Central Asia over thousands of years. As these people traveled through radically different environments, from frozen steppes to dense ancient forests to scorching desert trade routes, they encountered entirely new pathogens at every stage of their journey. Type B blood appears to offer broader immune flexibility than other types, adapting more readily to diverse and rapidly changing disease environments rather than specializing against one specific threat. This is reflected clearly in its modern distribution. Type B is most concentrated, precisely along the ancient paths of nomadic migration from Central Asia through India, Mongolia, and into China. The explosive expansion of the Mongol Empire across Eurasia likely became one of history's single greatest drivers of type B blood distribution across the entire continent. Type AB is the youngest blood type in all of human history, and its origin is unlike any of the others. It did not evolve gradually through thousands of generations of environmental pressure. Instead, type AB appeared suddenly, roughly 1,000 years ago, when populations carrying type A genes and populations carrying type B genes began interbreeding at significant scale along medieval trade and migration routes. AB is the rarest major blood type found in only 3 to 5% of the global population today. But what it lacks in numbers, it more than compensates for in biological sophistication. Because AB carries both antigens, the immune system never produces antibodies against either type, making AB individuals universal plasma donors, capable of donating plasma to anyone, regardless of their blood type. Some emerging research also suggests that AB individuals show distinct cognitive and cardiovascular risk profiles compared to other blood types, though scientists continue to actively investigate exactly what these differences mean. The connection between blood type and disease resistance is one of the most actively researched and genuinely surprising areas in modern genetics. The evidence that has emerged over decades of study is remarkable. Type O individuals face elevated risk from cholera and certain plague strains, but demonstrate extraordinary resistance to severe malaria compared to other types. Type A carriers show historical vulnerability to smallpox, but stronger defense against specific bacterial infections. During the COVID-19 pandemic, a landmark large-scale study conducted across multiple countries found that type O individuals showed measurably lower rates of severe infection compared to type A individuals, a difference researchers believe relates directly to how the virus uses certain blood type antigens to attach to and enter human cells. Your blood type is not a perfect shield against every threat, but across thousands of generations, evolution has been quietly and continuously tuning each blood type to handle specific dangers more effectively than others. Beyond the ABO system, there is a second entirely separate layer to your blood identity that most people never think about: the Rh factor. If you are Rh positive, your red blood cells carry an additional surface, protein that we inherited directly from our primate ancestors millions of years ago. If you are Rh negative, you lack this protein entirely, placing you in a significant genetic minority. Approximately 85% of all humans on Earth are Rh positive. The remaining 15% are negative, and the true evolutionary origin of this mutation remains one of the most genuinely debated open questions in all of human genetics. Some researchers link Rh negativity to ancient populations that passed through specific genetic bottlenecks in prehistoric Europe and the Middle East, dramatically reducing genetic diversity. Others point to its unusually high concentration among the Basque people of northern Spain, one of the most genetically isolated and ancient populations in all of Europe, as a crucial clue that science has not yet fully decoded. Blood type distribution across the globe has become one of the most powerful scientific tools available for tracing ancient human migration routes with remarkable precision. As early humans left Africa and gradually spread across every continent on Earth, they carried their blood type frequencies with them like a biological signature. And those frequencies were continuously shaped and reshaped by every disease, outbreak, climate shift, and survival challenge they encountered along the way. Indigenous populations throughout the Americas show near total type O dominance today as a clear genetic signature of the small founding group that crossed the Bering Land Bridge from Asia into North America approximately 15,000 years ago. That group carried predominantly type O genes, and that frequency has been preserved across countless generations since. Meanwhile, the complex layered mixing of A, B, and O blood types across Europe and Asia reflects thousands of years of overlapping migrations, military conquests, trade route interactions, and interbreeding between populations that had previously evolved in complete isolation from each other. Your blood type is not just a label printed on a medical form that you memorized once and forgot. It is a biological time capsule, encoded with the memory of every migration your ancestors completed across ice ages, burning savannas, and open oceans. It carries the direct imprint of the diseases they survived when entire populations collapsed around them, the environments they conquered when survival seemed impossible, and the millions of years of evolutionary pressure that shaped them into the people who eventually became you. Whether you carry type O, the ancient survivor forged in Africa over 2 million years, AGO, or type AB, the newest and rarest experiment in human genetic history, your blood is telling a story that no history book has ever fully captured. So the next time someone asks your blood type, pause for just a moment before you answer. Because you are not just reciting a medical fact. You are speaking the oldest chapter of your family's survival story. And that story is still being written in you and in every generation that comes after. Subscribe.